Sid Davidsons in this country anymore, so we have to move them to Thailand. Or we can't afford to make Jeeps in this country anymore, so we have to make them in Mexico. What they're really saying is that we're a bunch of greedy cocksuckers, and we want more golden parachutes, and we're keeping all the money at the top. All the fat that needs to be cut is at the CEO in the board level. It's at the top. It's the goddamn executives that suck all the life and all the money out of every company. And all the workers at the below, they're all the ones that always get the shaft. Always. It's just like being a soldier out in the field. It reminds me of the poem by Rudyard Kipling. The captains and the kings depart, the tumult and the shouting dies, still stands thine ancient sacrifice, a humble and a contrite heart. Lord God of hosts, be with us yet, lest we forget, lest we forget. It means that the guy in the field dies, the captains and the kings go home to their posh abode, drinking champagne and smoking cigars. And the asshole out who went and fought, he died. The guy in the assembly line, he goes home with nothing. And the CEO, he's sailing around in a fucking yacht, taking 2 or 3 vacations a year, and sending his spoiled ass kids to wherever they want to go. And when they accidentally kill somebody in those Porsches that they buy them, they quickly get them the hell out of the country, cover it up, or pay people off. Wonderful people. I also heard another study years ago about you have to be like a sociopath or a psychopath in order to be a CEO. Is that right, Staci? You're our resident counselor.
Yes, that's correct. Actually, a sociopath. Maybe, you may be right. The psychopath as well, because, psychopaths are serial killers. So sociopaths are your CEOs, your politicians, your, people like that just take advantage and lie and believe in their lies and things like that. So, yeah, you basically have to be able to step on everybody's head and metaphorically kill people off to get to where you're at, and sometimes not even metaphorically. So
that was basically like the whole plot of American Psycho, right?
Yes and no. He was like,
Stock trader. The Wolf of Wall Street. Interchangeable.
Yeah, all those movies, definitely. Yeah, he was a psychopath, so, because he loved the killing, but the rest of them were sociopaths about, making such a big deal about the littlest freaking things. Stupid. Anyway, but, yeah, so you were right, because it's like, that one guy was, I think it was Daniel or whoever, of the list from the video that, Phil will link below if anybody wants to watch the TikTok on the list that we're talking about. He was 102.
Yeah, he's 102. I mean, most of them were old, right? I mean, natural causes, heart attacks, NBA players, 84, 92, 100, 94, 80, 77, 70. I mean,
not crazy.
All of them were old, right? But except for the young lady and and Donald Stone. The lady who was 43 in a mass shooting.
Mr. Pickles died in a boating accident with the rest of his family, right?
Yes, but they said that was a storm, so that one that was still kind of suspicious to me.
Yeah. What about the woman that Xandean is talking about? Is it the BlackRock CEO or executive?
Yes. See, I've heard stuff about the BlackRock, but that wasn't a mass shooting. So my question is posed to you guys. Do you think, depending on what she did there, do you think somebody killed her off and to made it look like it was a mass shooting and killed all these people just to get rid of her?
I mean, that's the one that you thought was kind of suspect. I mean, it's with the one that happened to the insurance guy. You could kind of, because see, look, what happens with the CEOs normally, if you look at like Starbucks and Chipotle, it took Brian Nichols, gave him $130 million, and then switched him over to Starbucks because they said that Nagerman was the previous CEO had done bad in the quarter, lost like 20-some%. But when they fired him, they got one CEO for 2 companies that made up the 24% and outperformed their company what they were doing a year annually. They did in a month. So people started doing the in and out CEO. But then why not just kill him? You don't even have to worry about paying him because what they were doing is taking $130 million Brian Nichols out after he got the company to perform, then put in a new CEO at a lower price for a longer term somebody, and then, he's going to leave too. So the shareholders can't have the stock looking, like it's crazy, so they try to push him in and out smoothly. But with the girl dying like that, that's like, a whole nother level. Somebody said this has got to happen. They don't care about the shares, so I don't know what that means.
Yeah, and apparently they don't care about the casualties either. Now, I remember it was probably, it was probably the beginning of the year. A lot of the conspiracy theorists and stuff were talking about Blackstone and how they were intertwined with some shady dealings. Have you guys heard about any of that?
Yeah.
No? Yes?
Blackstone,
No?
Definitely heard about Blackstone.
Okay, so do you remember what it was that they were talking about when it came to the conspiracies? Did it have something to do with the
They were
president?
killing the Bitcoin executives.
The Bitcoins?
Yeah, something to do with Bitcoin going up and down.
Okay. Alrighty. So I'm just wondering if maybe it might have had something to do, that lady passing away or dying or them causing mass shooting, with some of this conspiracy stuff that was going around about Blackstone. If you guys get a chance, if you like looking into that kind of stuff, look up Blackstone Industries. Yeah.
Because she was in the real estate, right? She in Blackstone. Well, she was the main real estate investors. But I could see what you mean. It must be some kind of correlation.
I don't know. If you want to really go down that rabbit hole, it could be.
Everybody invests in real estate, including the president, is because you can write off your depreciation, and that basically means that you can get away with paying zero taxes. When they say the rich don't pay any taxes, well, that's how they do it. That's the secret sauce.
Oh, okay.
It's by whatever money you make, you don't report it as a gain because you quickly put it into something else, and then you report it as a loss, and so then you end up getting money back, and you write off the depreciation, everything, and whatever money you're utilizing for your private jets and everything else. That comes out of the business. That's when you start using holding corporations and other ways. It's a money juggle, but basically you're never ever reporting a profit, because as soon as you report a profit, you have to pay taxes on that profit.
Yeah, because Blackstone's real estate, hedge funds. They had their little fingers in a lot of different kind of financial pots. So.
Well, the hedge funds are a whole nother scam, which I'm sure Tim probably shaking his head there. He might know something about. But if you can get a whole lot of people to invest money a certain way and then get them to move it another way, you control the movement of money. And if you can start predicting the movement of money, you can make money off of moving money. To try to make it in simple terms, it's not about predicting the market; it's about controlling the market. But you're talking huge amounts of money.
No, not really. Money in finances is really somewhat above me. But I will say, though, that CEOs, any kind of business, any kind of big business and corporations, it's guaranteed that there is going to be all kinds of chicanery going on. And it doesn't surprise me that people turn up dead. Because face it, these businesses are basically organized crime. And I know that a lot of people will be like, oh, well, that's not true. These are legitimate capitalist, businesses. Well,